Welcome to this presentation about some of the aquatic macroinvertebrates that can be found here in Utah. You might already know quite a bit about aquatic macroinvertebrates. Brainstorm what you know, and then think of 1 to 2 questions you have about aquatic macroinvertebrates. In this presentation, we are going to discuss the importance of macroinvertebrates, adaptations, and 5 different types of aquatic macroinvertebrates. First off, what are aquatic macroinvertebrates? Aquatic means water. Macro means big, or big enough to see without using a microscope. An invertebrate means without a backbone. So an aquatic macroinvertebrate is a water bug that we can see with our eyes. The 3 examples on the slide from left to right are a dragonfly larva, a mayfly larva, and a midge larva. Where do aquatic macroinvertebrates live? Aquatic macroinvertebrates live in many different types of aquatic habitats. Some live in fast-moving streams, consuming leaves, twigs, and other plant material that falls into the water. Others live in wider, sunnier rivers or shallow ponds, scraping algae off of rocks or on the surfaces of large aquatic plants. Some even live within the soft sediments at the bottom of lakes and ponds, and others capture food that is drifting along in the current. The insect life cycle is full of changes, and some species can change over 20 different times. Most aquatic macroinvertebrates change 3 or 4 times, like the 2 pictures are showing here. Many aquatic macroinvertebrates live as babies, called nymphs or larvae. They live in the water and become flying insects on the land as adults. The aquatic macroinvertebrate will look different every time it changes. Both the stonefly to the left and the caddisfly to the right live in the water until they are adults. The adults live outside of the water on land. Isn't that really cool? Why are aquatic macroinvertebrates important? There are 2 main reasons. Firstly, they are important because they are an integral part of the food chain. They provide food for fish and other aquatic organisms. Secondly, many of them are also key indicator species. Now, an indicator species can tell us about the quality of the water where they are found. Different types of macroinvertebrates tolerate different stream conditions and levels of pollution, so their presence or absence is used to indicate clean or polluted water. If you look at this diagram, you can see that stoneflies are often found in streams where there's low level of pollution. Every animal or plant has basic needs that they need to meet in order to survive. Basic needs includes things like food, water, and shelter. In order to meet these needs, animals and plants have adaptations. What do you know about adaptations? An adaptation is something that helps the animal or plant meet its basic needs. Adaptations can be a body part or a unique behavior. Aquatic macroinvertebrates have many adaptations that allow them to move about their environment. They may swim, burrow, or climb about on rocks or plants. If you look at the 2 aquatic macroinvertebrates on the slide, you can see that they are each adapted to their environment. Swimming invertebrates, like the water boatman you see on the slide, may have legs modified to function as paddles. Their legs may have patches of hair that act very much like feathers on the wing of a bird, and allow the aquatic macroinvertebrate to move underwater. The dragonfly nymph has claws on its legs for capturing prey and for climbing emergent vegetation. In this presentation, we are going to talk about dragonflies, mayflies, water boatmen, midges, and snails. Dragonflies are common residents of ponds, lakes, marshes, and at times rivers. Large numbers of dragonflies can occasionally be seen flying together near rivers and lakes. You may not recognize the larva of a dragonfly, but everyone knows what adult dragonflies look like. They're large with 4 broad wings and a long tail. They can fly very fast, at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. They generally eat other insects. In fact, dragonfly larvae often stalk their prey in the water. Adult dragonflies have large round eyes that are actually made up of thousands of smaller eyes, giving them good eyesight and allowing them to see in many different directions. Some mayflies live in water for 2 to 3 years as larvae. When they hatch, they can have as little as 24 hours to find a partner, mate, and lay eggs before they die. Usually, they don't even have time to eat. Most mayfly larvae feed on microscopic algae and small bits of organic matter, making them herbivores. Mayfly larvae have gills down the sides of their abdomen, large eyes, and one claw at the end of each leg, and 2 to 3 tails. Water boatmen's back legs have long hairs which make them look like oars and help the water boatmen to swim. Water boatmen breathe air from the surface of water by trapping it in hairs on their abdomen. Water boatmen are also very common and can actually be found in almost every type of water. Most midge species spend 1 to 3 years as larvae in the water before emerging as an adult. As an adult, a midge may only live a few weeks. And adult male midges are famous for joining together in swarms and dancing together in the air. The shell on the snail acts like a home and helps protect it. It also reduces the loss of water by evaporation so that the snail doesn't dry out. Snails move around on a single muscly foot and carry their shell on their backs. A really cool fact about snails is that depending on the species, some snails can live from 5 to 25 years. We hope you learned something new about aquatic macroinvertebrates. Some key ideas that we hope you take away from this presentation are the following. Different aquatic invertebrates select different places to live, different habitats, based on their specific needs for food, sun, and water. Aquatic invertebrates have a variety of adaptations to help them meet their needs. And aquatic invertebrates are an integral part of the aquatic food chain. What do you think you'll remember from this presentation? Congrats! You finished the aquatic invertebrates presentation. Please do the birds presentation next if you haven't done so already.